Hi everyone, it's Zeraldo here, and today I'm going to be looking at the Doomknight Overlord class. Last time I looked at the Paladin Highlord class, so this is the opposite, this is the contrast. It's quite a nice class, and just like last time, I'm going to demonstrate exactly what's needed to get this class. I quite like it, it's quite overpowered at times. It's a bit trickier in some instances than Paladin Highlord, and some of it will come down to personal choice. So I'm going to display what I think gives you the most variety and the most overall power, however you may see other ways that you'd like to use it. Just like last week, I feel like I need to emphasize that the only way to get the Doomknight Overlord class is to buy the Sepulchre action figure in real life. Here it is, you physically need to own this object. As with last week, here's what you get on the back, 5 rare cards. Also, you get the Castle Doomknight item set, which is pretty cool. You get a main Doomknight house, you get the armor, the class, the helmet, the blade, and the achievement, same as last week. And the code comes on a card like that, which is inside the box, right there by the blade. Well, not in this one because I've already taken it out. So yeah, you just need to get it. So here it is, the Sepulchre action figure. Here's his necrotic blade of doom. Yeah, they're both pretty cool. I prefer the Arctics one personally. And I don't quite know. I think they could have captured his evilness and maybe some of the color schemes better in this action figure, but that's fine. I really like them. As I've said before, they brighten up my room. It's pretty cool. Yeah, but yeah, you do need to actually own the action figures, and there's no getting past that. So the same goes for the Paladin Highlord. You get your class and your items by going to your Book of Lore and finding the Doomknight Overlord badge. Should be around here somewhere. There we go. You just go to the item shop. Same as last time, the weapons and the armors are 0C, so they store in your bank forever for free. And there's the armor and class version. They both look the same, except one's the class and one you just wear over. So the passives are pretty good. They're the same as Highlords, essentially. 12% crit, which, as I said last time, is 2% more than most passives are, and an increased damage by 10%. So 10% with your crit chance means you're doing a lot, well, a good amount more damage. It's also got a rank 10 passive called Death Knell, which is exactly the same sort of thing as Highlord, where you've got this really big strike, which you can't rely on. It happens hardly ever, but when it does, you notice, and it's great. Now, as for enhancing, this is a bit tricky because it's not quite as clear cut, because you've got 3 magical and 1 physical move. However, with Paladin Highlord, you had 1 physical move that actually wasn't particularly brilliant, so you didn't mind sacrificing it to make it all magical. This, your final move, is the only non-magical one, and this is the one that does the massive damage. Now, I'm going with magic because I value these moves quite a bit more than just 1. And also when you think about it, when this crits with the increased luck from magic builds, it should work. A full luck build might work and give you a good mix of both. But personally, I value what these first 3 moves have to offer more than the massive damage, because these moves also do a lot of damage in their own right. So I'll just demonstrate these moves now. Now I'm going to actually only use the second move last. I'm just going to skip it in the sort of skill guide. I've got a reason, because it's the multi and I don't want to die and lose my continuity, so I'll just save the death for the end. The first move, called Torture, is a really cheap move at 10 mana and it's got a 3-second cooldown, and it packs quite a punch. As you can see, it just crit 900. Does an average of about 400 thereabouts, so it's a nice dependable move. Not only that, but it reduces your target's chance to critical hit you and their damage. So it's a good all-round move. Now I'm just skipping the second one, remember. The third move's got 2 possibilities. It'll either stun or give you a heal over time. Now, it's a steady heal over time. It does a bit. The fighter builds will only do about 50, maybe 60, so you can see a noticeable difference. Here's where the physical aspect, the fighter enhancements do make a difference with the Miasma move. Now, oh, well, not really. The Miasma, it's 50 MP with a 8-second cooldown. Well, despite all the practices I did, things seem to change. It does crit higher under the mage builds, but I'm just trying to get another good shot at the... Yeah, it's actually roughly the same damage, so it looks like doing mage overall works fine. The other thing about Dark Challenge, I must have mentioned it, but I'll just say it again, is that it does stun. It's a 50% chance, so this is unreliable. You can't reliably use this as a heal or as a stun. Sometimes you just get a chain of heals and stuns, and you've just got to live with it. The final move, well not the final, the second move, Screaming Darkness, is 25 mana with a 12-second cooldown, and it's magical. And this is quite a nice move because this class's multi-attack. There you go. You saw the basic damage it does, and now you're seeing that it actually also does a small damage over time. Now on a non-magical build, that damage over time was roughly half. So as you can see on its own right, the Doomknight Overlord's pretty decent. It has a nice large attack here at the end, but that's not the limits to its power. As with the Paladin Overlord, when you have a full party, well, any members of the party, but I'm just showing you with a full party, you get more powerful by quite an amount. Using Torture, all of a sudden starts hitting some very high crits and some very high numbers, as you can see. Miasma, funnily enough, doesn't actually get an increase from having a party. It's a bit sad, but it's okay. It's quite a powerful move in its own right anyway. The heal also is increased by a nice amount if it'll just activate. Just show you Miasma again. So it's really good. Got Dark Heal healing a significant amount more, as you can see. Rather than just the 90, it's 200. So that's about, I think it was 4 little ticks. So that's about 1,000 health that'll heal over time, which is good. And then you've got the multi, which, as you can see, is almost hitting thousands. Almost, critting for 2,000s, and then it's got a damage over time, which then persists. It's a really good, powerful class. And I've survived that. So that's what it's like on your own. Now this isn't as great in a team situation as Paladin Overlord because it doesn't really have a area of effect support move like the heal. However, it's still a great class and it will bring a lot of power to a boss battle. What this will do to a boss battle is decrease their damage and crit and possibly stun them, but not really much. It's just good for damage, so as you can see, it's a really nice class. So I just want to thank my team, who, a different team this time, but like last time, a team that formed a party with me just so I could show you guys the moves. I'm really appreciative. A lot of them are actually in my guild, the Empowered Elite, so shout out to the Empowered Elite. Yep, as you can see, it really is a cool class. It's not quite as teamy as the Paladin Overlord, but it's still overpowered. It's still great to use. It's still a lot of fun. So I hope that provides some clarity and some insight into how the class works. Until next time, goodbye.